Hi, my name is ColdBeer and let's start with Purple War. The PR agency who wrote me about this game tried to sell it as a mix of StarCraft and Age of Empires. But come on, we can all see what this game really is. It's a WarCraft 4. Well, kinda. And you know, at first I was a bit angry. This level of copying and pasting is really, let's say brave. But then I remembered what Blizzard actually did with WarCraft 3 and then I was like, yeah, whatever, I'm gonna promote this. So let me tell you about the game. Developers say that Purple War is a classic RTS game focused on online multiplayer matches with up to 8 players in various maps. The game is intuitive, easy learning and provides fast-paced playing experience. Well, of course it's easy learning and intuitive, we were playing WarCraft and StarCraft for decades now. You can go to the Steam page and request free access to the playtest right now. Dark Moon. This is a survival RTS game where time is working against you. With the electronics down, it's up to you to traverse the lunar soil and try to make contact with Earth while managing your crew and resources. You will never know what you will encounter along the way, thus be prepared to make crucial decisions and live with the consequences. And whatever you do, remember,
don't go in the light. Go like this, around it.
Because a massive solar storm is generating extreme heat. Remember the Chronicles of Riddick movie where approaching sun vaporized everything? Yep, the same here. Actually, this setting was already used in StarCraft 2 mission named Supernova, where heat of exploding sun burned your base and you had to move constantly in order to survive. Anyway, in Dark Moon you are alone and now everything within the sun's reach is gone within seconds. The light is your enemy and the darkness is your salvation. Basically, here you can imagine what it feels like to be in the shoes of a space vampire. Godsworn. Almost no gameplay of Godsworn exists so far except these few moments from the Steam page and a few screenshots. This is a fantasy RTS where you will take control of a divine hero, gather worshippers, rally great armies of mortals and mythical creatures, and crush your enemies to prove you are worthy to lead these lands. Protect your followers and burn your enemies with the light of the sun as the goddess Saule, or strike under a cover of darkness as the moon god Menace. By reading that, for me it is obvious that these gods are from Baltic mythology, which is shared between Lithuanians and Latvians. And I like that not only because I am Baltic myself, but because finally someone grew balls big enough and decided not to go with mainstream Greek or Egyptian or famous Estonian mythology, but rather took an original turn. Game looks nice, let's wait for actual gameplay and then we can discuss more. I will definitely cover this game in my channel in the future. Immortal, Gates of Pyre. Developers have asked for $30,000 on Kickstarter, but instead they have collected 5 times more for 2,000 backers. That shows the hunger RTS fans are feeling, but this time not for potato salad as always, but for promising real-time strategy games. You know, a really good RTS game nowadays is even more rare than a dancing giraffes. Well, probably not, but anyway, game will feature 5 factions and developers have said to me personally that all of the races will be balanced and will work in harmony no matter which combination of the battles you will choose. In short, Immortal looks awesome. I really do like all the cool looking units. They took time and created something that is not straight from the cliché book, although we can all see the massive influence WarCraft 3 and StarCraft 2 did here. Game will be free to play, but you know, all the cosmetics, new heroes and even new factions will drain your money anyway. And I'm not a fan of that, I like my games to be full from the very beginning. Cold Engines. Another game just with a few screenshots and this time without any gameplay video. Anyway, Cold Engines looks similar to Iron Harvest, which is a very beautiful game but absolutely unplayable for StarCraft and WarCraft fans because of the delay between issued command and actual action. Let's hope that Cold Engines will not make this terrible decision and all the action will be instant. So here will command a small group of survivors, build a base where they can survive from the cold and refuel their tanks, send harvesters to pull frozen or damaged wrecks to your base to get resources, plan attacks and ambushes based not just on your enemy actions, but also the pitfalls of the freezing world. Well, let's wait for gameplay to emerge and we can discuss it again. Against the Storm. This is a roguelite city builder set in a gloomy fantasy world. Artistically, this is one of the coolest RTS games I have seen lately, except one thing. Here it never stops raining. And nobody likes rain. Well, maybe except farmers or, I don't know, desert people? But why would they live in desert if they love rain? It makes no sense. They probably hate rain more than anyone else. So picture this, in games where you can fast forward time, when it starts to rain, almost every single one of us will pass the time as long as it takes to get a sunny day. To be like those desert people. Anyway, here you are, a pioneer sent to the wilds to establish and manage new settlements inhabited by smart beavers, lizards, and humans. Your goal is to survive long enough and gather valuable resources necessary to rebuild and upgrade your city. It's the only safe haven against the Blightstorm, a vile cycle of destruction ravaging everything in its path. So, despite the rain part, this looks like a great game and I will gladly try to play it in the future. Rogue Command. This may not be the prettiest game in this list. To be honest, it's probably the worst looking title graphics-wise, but hey, who are we to judge someone's beauty? Also, the most important thing is gameplay, and the latter is looking rather decently. Here you will use the engineer to construct the base, start building up your army, scout your enemy to form a plan of attack, and control your units to outmaneuver the enemy. While RTS players will feel immediately at home, Rogue Command switches up the game a bit. Instead of learning build orders, each run of a game opens new ways to play. After every level, you will have to choose between 3 blueprint cards that add a new building to your arsenal, like factories, support buildings, turrets, or super weapons. All of that sounds really fun, and you know what? You can download and play Rogue Command demo absolutely free on Steam right now. Stormgate. This is probably the most exciting title in this list. Sadly, for now there are only a few seconds of actual gameplay available. I will definitely show it to you, just let me tell more about the game while this official cinematic of Stormgate is running. So this is a real-time strategy being made by former Blizzard employees, including developers who actually worked on WarCraft 3 and StarCraft 2. Here you'll explore an interesting story and campaign missions where science fiction and fantasy collide, and you will be able to do that solo or cooperatively. Also battle opponents around the world on competitive 1 versus 1 ladder or team up with your friends to challenge AI in cooperative modes. For example, you can play a campaign along with your friend. Also, you will get a free map editor to build the game of your dreams. Stormgate is using Unreal Engine 5 and looks really great, even in early stages of development. Game will be free to play without any pay-to-win stuff. At least they say that now. We will see the actual level of monetization later. In any case, this is one of the most exciting upcoming titles in the RTS universe. You can sign up for beta already if you want. Agony, Lords of Hell. After all these years, we are finally getting an RTS game for adults, with boobies on every corner. He will take over the chaos of hell, which was abandoned by its original rulers. Yeah, Satan himself just quit, and now hell is in shambles, consumed with never-ending wars between various demons and their slaves. He will take on the role of a new king of the underworld and begin the construction of your empire, conquering more and more land. I mean, more and more hell. Here, full RTS experience awaits you. Construction of new buildings, gaining and arming new followers, developing your city, spreading the cult of your character among the conquered lands, ruling over puny humans and powerful demons, and fighting mighty lords of hell. This game looks awesome. I'm really excited about this one. Also, don't forget to check out the GOG weekly gaming sale. Hundreds of discounted games are waiting for you. Click on my link in the description below and you will get straight into it. Also, refunds are supported for up to 30 days. That is awesome. And again, link in the description. Thank you for watching, have a nice day, and I'll see you next time. Bye.